Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Akashic Rose with Sabrina Dawn. Today we're going to do messages from the mermaids. It's a pick a pile. So just take a few moments. You can call in your guides, take a few breaths to choose which one you would like. You can use a pendulum, whatever you would like. You can pause the video, feel which one you feel drawn to. You can ask, what message do I feel most drawn to at this time, or do I most need to hear? So the timestamps will be below. I often hold the pendulum over timestamps when I'm doing them for myself, so you're welcome to do that. Or just see what timestamp you feel most pulled to. All right, you can look at one of these. You can look at all of them. As many as you like. I hope these messages resonate. Thank you so much. All my love. I hope you enjoy. Hello, pile one. If you picked the seashell, then this pile's for you. Okay. So we're going to start off with vulnerability. Open your heart. Allow yourself to be tender. A new dawn. The worst is now behind you and positive new experiences are on the horizon. So with this card here, with the darkness here, I feel like that in the recent past, I'm hearing, or 1 to 2 years for some, has been full of trials and tribulations, they just said. And throughout it, I'm feeling like it felt like you needed to put up a wall of protection around your heart, that you needed to stabilize everything that was going on around you, possibly to be strong for children around you. If you don't have children around you, then it could be for your inner child, because I'm just hearing the message for children. So your inner child could have been feeling the need to protect. And what they're saying is that these times, one of the main lessons of it was to allow yourself to be vulnerable. And it's completely natural to protect your heart and protect your life. And you put up these walls, but it's time for a new dawn. It's time for a new day. The worst is now behind you and positive new experiences are on the horizon. So here she's crumbled. Here she's standing, she's tall with her heart wide open. Here she's covering herself a little bit with some fabric. Here she has nothing on her top. So I'm hearing it's time to put down the defensive walls, come up out of the muddy waters and into clear water. And the next step is to allow yourself to be vulnerable. And the next two cards are, they came out like this. Desert Passage. Trust there's a divine plan. Simplify your life. So here we have a whole new start. And then here, look at, both of them are on a journey. You can allow yourself to be vulnerable in the not knowing. And just trust that there's a divine plan. You don't need to know. That's part of the vulnerability. So you could be feeling, you can feel your, I'm just getting this strong feeling of a strong control mechanism. So you may have, as one of the ways that you protect yourself is that you try to control the situations, the people, your feelings, yourself, and everything around you in order to be safe. And what I'm hearing is that let go of the control mechanism Allow yourself to be vulnerable because there's a new passage. There's a new place to travel to opening up your heart. Look at there's a new dawn. Look at that. And once you walk through that new portal, that new gateway, and you start on your passage, you're going to recognize that there's a divine plan and everything is supporting you. But you have to let go of the past and travel lightly. Take a deep breath and exhale. You have to let go of all of the hurt wounds. You have to allow your nervous system to remember what it's like to be and feel safe in the world and feel safe and protected. That it's okay to be vulnerable. And if there's anything or anyone that you're not feeling safe around, it's okay to detox some of the situations out of your life. Because I'm hearing simplify your life. Will. This is the throat chakra. Expression, assertiveness, self-control, direction. So some of the choices what I'm hearing is some of the choices that you've made to lead up to that led up to some of these tough decisions. These tough situations. I feel like you're doubting your own intuition and your own direction because of it, because look where it got you before. So this feels like it's about aligning your will with your throat chakra so that you can connect to that divine plan and then express yourself authentically out into the world with assertiveness, expression, direction, and self-control. Learning to look past some of the old things that you've done or have chosen to be able to choose anew. Make each day count. Be yourself. Generosity. What good is treasure if you keep it for yourself? So this is the, okay. So you have, oh my goodness. Okay. So you have lived your life up to this part, up to now, in such a beautiful way that it's made you who you are. You've had lots of trials and tribulations. But what I'm hearing is that it's time for you to start anew. It's time for you to move forward and to take that step. So the people who chose pile 1, I feel like you are on the precipice of making a big decision and starting a new venture in some way. Okay? And what I'm hearing for guidance is to trust that the path is behind you, and it's okay to allow yourself to be vulnerable and express yourself out into the world, but you have to trust in the divine plan and that the divine plan got you here, not always your choices, okay? And it's time to travel lightly. So in other words, stop beating yourself up. He's wearing a green shirt. Love yourself. Forgive yourself for some of the choices that you may have made, that others may have made, so that you can step forward in this new venture and express yourself authentically out into the world. You have to be yourself. You have all of this beauty and talent inside of you, all of this love to show the world. And I'm hearing, why are you keeping it in? That's the question they're asking you. Why are you keeping it in? Because what good is a treasure if you keep it for yourself? And to recognize that you are a treasure and to share that out in the world. So the turtle can often signify protection. When it gets scared, it goes right back up into the shell as a form of protection. So be mindful that you may have a pattern of doing that because you're scared to be vulnerable. You're scared, pride could be getting in the way. But you can make each day count by expressing yourself in some way. And even if it's a small way, what I'm hearing is that we often value successes if they're big, but every step counts. Every step that you take counts, including self-care, self-love, learning to trust yourself and connect to the divine. At this time, the message is allow yourself to be vulnerable and express yourself. Be yourself out into the world. Share the world. The message that you have to share. It starts small. Baby steps, if that's what's most comfortable for you. I know for myself, sometimes I have to come to peace with it mentally before I'm actually able to do it out in the world. I was like that with the YouTube channel. It took me months to start when my guidance first told me to. So you can start small. I'm going to pull some charms. Okay. These are perfect. Okay. So magic 8 balls, trusting in the divine, right? Like getting guidance and then just moving forward from that guidance, because there's a big transformation ready to happen and you are ready for this. But you have to simplify your life. You have to cut out toxic patterns, toxic people. And what I'm hearing most of all is toxic beliefs about your past choices, where you got yourself to where you are, and that is okay. But align yourself to a higher guidance as best as possible and move forward from there and make each day count. Trust yourself. This is the Queen of Swords. So this could be masculine or feminine energy. But the Queen of Swords, she's been through enough to be able to put up boundaries, to cut out things that are no longer serving for her so that she can transform and trust in this divine plan. And this is going to sound a little harsh, but if you're feeling jealous of anybody, if you're feeling pettiness, or if you're feeling competition, it's time to put down the childish games and step into the real light so that you can be yourself and make each day count, because you are meant to share yourself and express yourself out into the world, your beautiful light, because there's a plan and a new start. And it all can begin when you start to allow yourself to be vulnerable and put down your pride. There's a beautiful transformation happening. And I don't know if you remember when you were a kid, or maybe even you still do it, but you used to have bigger ones of these, and you'd put it to your ear and you could hear. So listen to your guidance. Okay? Listen to your intuition in moving forward and what it is that you're meant to do. Because it's here. It's like what they're saying is that you're ready. The worst is now behind you. Step forward. It takes baby steps in if your vulnerability feels fragile, be mindful that you don't put yourself back up in the shell. And if you do, come back out quickly, as quickly as possible, so that you don't keep falling into a pattern of holding yourself back because you're scared to be vulnerable. You're fully supported on the other side. Okay? All right. I hope this resonated. If it doesn't, you can pick another pile. Or if this one resonated, but you feel there's another pile for you, absolutely. Okay? All my love. Hello, pile 2. If you pick the river rock, then this reading is for you. Okay? So we're going to start. Coral's wisdom, colony, delicacy, fragility, Works that are created over great periods of time. Wow. And you can see the coral all going up her back and all around. It's beautiful. Protection. You, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. View from above. Get the big picture. Oops. Discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. So this is the third chakra. Personal boundaries. Choice, assertiveness, empowerment, authenticity. This is the second chakra. Desires, goals, passion, craving, fulfillment. Have an attitude of gratitude. Practice moderation. And again, look at that color. It looks like the second chakra, doesn't it? Dream. Follow your yearning for your deep blue sea. I'm just going to take a moment with the cards. Okay. And what I'm sensing for pile 2 is that I'm just tuning into the pattern around her eyes, and it looks like tears. And I feel like that you have been through a lot. And even though she looks like the same person, here her hair was straight and beautiful. But here it's a little more wild, and she's protecting her baby. There's a similar message coming through as in one, which is that I feel like this pile is could be protecting themselves a little too much from the outside world and cradling their inner child. Like their inner child wants to be protected instead of allowing themselves to discover the truth within. And what I'm hearing for this pile is that it's okay to let down some of this protection and see things from a higher perspective so that you can discover the truth and understand what personal boundaries really mean. That you have the power of choice, of assertiveness, and you can do that from a place of authenticity and empowerment instead of from the hurt inner child. The choices that you made in the past could have been from a place of protection of your heart, protection of your life, protection, trying to protect because your youth was not easy. And it was affecting what you chose from your second chakra, the desires, the goals, and the passion, and the craving. So what you're craving may not always be for your highest good. What you're craving could be trauma bonding. And it might not be the specific person that you're just trauma bonded to. It could be a cycle within a relationship or a cycle with something that you are craving. It could be drama. It could be for toxic relationships, keeping yourself always busy so you don't have to look at yourself. But it's time to come out of a mode of protection and recognize the difference between protection and personal boundaries. And allow more into your life so that you can dare to dream. And to practice moderation. Be mindful of what you're craving. It's not all of it's good for you. Through meditation, asking the guides, your guides, and doing inner work, and working on your shadows and figuring out, why do I crave this? Why do I crave this pain? It could be that it's familiar from your youth. And the way to move through that is have an attitude of gratitude for everything that you are, for everything that the divine brings into your life that's positive, and focus more on that so that you're not in this constant protection energy. You're in a more open field. So this, I feel like here, I think I said earlier that it was coral, but like I'm not sure if it's coral or it's just seaweed, but it feels like, what's in your field, being too protective is clouding your field. So having an attitude of gratitude of the good things in life, the good things of people, focusing on the more positive things can help you move forward in having more moderation. So that you can dare to dream and follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. But also be mindful of a different kind of yearning. Okay? You can use that yearning to follow it back and to figure out where the root of it is. You see how it's like this? So that you can clear the shadow side of cravings and yearning. And then allow yourself to yearn for fulfillment so you can go towards your goals and embrace your passion. Dive into the deep blue sea instead of being afraid of it. But it starts with having an attitude of gratitude for everything and everyone, all of the positive, every little thing. You're breathing right now. You have a roof over your head. You have a pet that loves you. You know what? Just find the little things. If both of your feet are healthy, be grateful for that. It's the little things. And looking around and seeing all of the things that you're saying yes to and saying, I'm so grateful for it, helps create the field around you, less of protection and more of yes to the universe. Bring me more good. Let me see things from a higher view. Let me get the big picture. I'm discovering the truth. And learning that personal boundaries is different than protection. Personal boundaries is self-respect, self-esteem, self-worth. And I'm feeling like for a lot of people here, this is also in regards to a relationship. So it could be a specific person, or it could be just a pattern in relationships. Okay, I'm going to pull some charms. Okay, so this is a river stone, and it's nice and smooth, and you can see that it's been through the water, and so it's nice and smooth. So all of its edges have been worn down. It's not protective. It's nice and smooth and open and pleasant. Okay, so that to me, if you chose this pile, I feel like, this is you, and it's time to put down those defensive patterns to open up. This ballet slippers, that to me symbolizes grace coming into your life and learning the higher version of grace and delicacy. because you are blessed by the angels. The angels are in your life. And this is actually the heart chakra. No, I'm sorry. This is Archangel Raphael. So Archangel Raphael, you can call on Archangel Raphael to help you heal so that you can have more grace in your life and realize that you're blessed. Focus on where you're blessed. And Archangel Raphael is the Archangel of healing. And he likes to help heal emotions, your physical body, and any spiritual misconceptions that you may have at this time. Like if you followed intuition and possibly made a move that you felt was not in your best interest, can help you heal all of that so that you can move forward in trusting yourself again to dream big. You can have an attitude of gratitude. So Archangel Raphael is with you, helping you return to the grace within, because you are graceful. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I hope this pile helped and it resonated with you. If not, you can pick another pile, or if this did and another pile is resonating as well, you can pick that one too. Okay. Thank you. All my love. Hello, pile 3. If you picked the Golden Sheen Black Obsidian Dolphin, then this pile is for you. Okay. So we're just going to start taking out the cards. Sacrifice. There are those worth making. There are those worth making. There are those that will destroy you. You know, what's funny is I started to do pile 3 and I got this overwhelming feeling of sadness. And I see a fierceness in her, but there's also a bit of sadness. Dream big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself. See yourself succeeding. Navigating by the stars. Follow your bliss. Passion and pleasure savor your life. Gates of triumph, success expands in your life. Crown chakra, ooh, divine wisdom. Sexuality, openness, sharing, beauty, honor. Possess self-confidence. Patience is a virtue. Explore. Maps show what has already been discovered. Go another way. Okay, I'm just going to take a moment with the cards. So I feel like this one could go either way towards, like a passion, a career. But overall, what I'm feeling is that the people who pick this pile, this is about a relationship. And this is about learning when to sacrifice certain things about yourself and what not to sacrifice. And that there's a big difference, that we could have been sacrificing things, but it was really who we were in truth. It was part of our authenticity. It was part of who we were, and we let go of pieces of that versus the little things. Now we can sacrifice some of the smaller things in order to be in a relationship, because there is going to be sacrifice, but learning the difference between the ones that are worth making and those that will destroy you. If you are sacrificing who you are in the core of your being in any way, it can, and I mean, this card's a little dramatic in my opinion with the destroy you, but it gets its point across, is that, it's going to destroy that piece of you for the time being. And then you're going to start making yourself small and smaller and smaller. And then all of a sudden you're going to want to break out of it. And that often happens in relationships when we're scared to allow our authenticity and who we are in truth to shine through. Crown chakra. I feel like these cards need to be shown a little bit more. So dream big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself. See yourself succeeding. So again, I'm picking up, most of this is about, most people who pick this pile, it's about a relationship. If you see this about a business or a passion that you're trying to take on, absolutely. But I'm feeling mostly that this is about a relationship. So if you don't resonate with that, you might want to pick a different pile. Okay, hun? All right. Okay, so navigating by the stars, follow your bliss, passion and pleasure, savor your life, gates of triumph, success expands in your life. So here, this one says life twice, and I feel like I'm just hearing the words, don't forget that allowing yourself to a relationship into your life is living your life. It is life affirming. But so isn't allowing yourself to dream big in your relationships, allowing yourself to be big in the relationships. Don't allow who you are in truth to sleep. Allow your heart to shine. Speak your truth when necessary. Connect to your divine wisdom into the oneness within you, within yourself, within your relationship. And if there's been multiple cycles within this relationship, where you've already been has already been explored. So try new ways of communication, new ways of expressing yourself sexually, emotionally, spiritually. And possess self-confidence. So what I'm hearing is that a lot of what could be happening here is that you are stifling some of your sexual desires or some of your sexuality. Some of it may be from your youth. Maybe you don't feel safe. But it's time to possess that self-confidence so that you can have the triumph and the success in your life. So that fire can burn bright and you can dance around it. Do you see how there's a man here and a woman dancing around? In order to move, and that just symbolizes partnership. And there's another person here too. So if you're fearing, so this person's kind of in the background and kind of blue. So if you are, okay, so if you are fearing that there's another person in your relationship, a third party, or that they are going to cheat, then if you are fearing that all of the time, that's not being confident in who you are and what you have to offer sexually, emotionally, and spiritually, and sharing yourself. You have to let that go. You have to cut those toxic patterns out. It just feels like there's a ghost of another person here. And I feel like that's the part that needs to be let go of so that you can have this triumph. But be patient with yourself. Be patient with your partner while you're learning what to truly sacrifice. What is a sacrifice worth making and what ones will destroy you? And again, that's dramatic, but that's what the card says. And dolphins signify breath. So remember to breathe. So take a deep breath. But they also about going in and out of the water gracefully and dancing, happy, playful, communication. And you can do all of this by opening up to the divine wisdom and connecting to the oneness in your partner, the oneness within yourself with all that is. I'm going to pull some charms. You have a sacred contract with this person. The time on here is 10:40. So if that means something to you. And this is the smoky quartz angel. So smoky quartz. So what I'm hearing from the angels is that it's time to ground out some of these fears and some of these self-limiting perceptions that you have of yourself, to allow yourself to start to dream big. You have a sacred contract with this person to wake up all of the parts of you that need to be grounded out, to be healed and cleared. But you have to be grounded in a healthy way to be able to allow that in, to possess self-confidence, to allow passion and pleasure into your life so that you can have these gates of triumph. And the time is now. The time to start is now, is what the clock signifies. The time is now. Recognize that this sacred contract is trying to wake up parts of you for you to let them go, to ground it out so that you could be more grounded and healthy with your passion and pleasure. You can follow your bliss. People in this pile, you might want to look into sacred sexuality or tantric sex. Connecting with the second chakra and bringing it all, bringing it up all the way through the crown chakra to revitalize yourself in your relationships. It's time to try new ways. The old ways haven't been working. They've gotten to where you're at. Say thank you to them. Possess the self-confidence to move forward. But you don't need to charge forward. And when you try new things, success expands in your life. Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope this resonated. If it didn't, feel free to please pick another pile, or if this did resonate and you feel pulled to another pile, you can absolutely watch that one. All right. Thank you so much. All my love.